Hello, I'm Riifushi, and I'd say I've been an on and off artist all my life. I started off in middle school tracing My Little Pony. So I'd put a blank paper and a print on the window so that when light shines through, you can see the print underneath and trace it. These days, artists use a tool called a light box to do the same thing. But you know, the window's free. But the thing was, my friend at the time didn't even need the window, and it was still better than mine. So I always thought that art just wasn't for me. I started to take art a bit more seriously in senior year of high school, when my friend dragged me into Key Club to be the Division Tech Editor, which was just a fancy title for a digital artist. So basically, I would make flyers and design their merch. So here's some of the art that I made from that time. Our mascot was a blue turtle, so I just drew a bunch of stickers, pins, and for some reason, our lieutenant governor also wanted to sell crochet turtles, so I had to teach everyone how to crochet.
I don't get it.
And nobody learned, except for the lieutenant governor himself, so he made them all. But I was most happy with the t-shirt and hoodie designs. So Key Club has this event called Fall Rally where thousands of high school students go to Six Flags to cheer for their division. So everyone from my division was wearing the merch that I designed. Now when COVID started, I thought, hey, I like anime, I like art. So I started up an art account called The Leaf Sheep on Instagram. And I was proud of some of them, and I hated some of them, and it was just really inconsistent. But I kept forcing myself to draw. Like, if I don't draw, then I won't ever get better at it. But the thing was, even if I kept drawing, I still didn't like the end result, so I would just archive it anyway. I was thinking that I didn't want to show it unless it was good, but it wouldn't be good unless I kept drawing. So I kept forcing myself to draw, and I still wouldn't be good, and then I didn't want to draw anymore, so I just thought, I guess art just isn't for me. So I just stopped again, and that was the end of my art journey. Goodbye, guys. I had a good time. Until I went through an existential crisis and started my current account in Riifushi in 2020, thinking that I'm just gonna do something. I want to do something for this world. And you probably don't know this if you discovered me on YouTube, but I used to make cute webcomics revolving around this bee character, and it was fun coming up with ideas at the start. But then I noticed that every time I posted the bee, it would do really well, but when I tried to post something else, it didn't get any attention. So I assumed that my art just was not that good. And because of that, I placed an expectation on myself to always create something decent and that people wanted to see. So I kept drawing the same thing, and it was weird because I felt like it was inspiring at some point, and I did like it, but slowly lost all meaning, and so I stopped again. And that was the end of my art journey. I'll see you later. I'll see you guys. And then I met this person, which we're going to call Rita, because that's his name in Stardew Valley. And this was the start of me discovering how to have fun with art. I was joking around with him like, let me join your game project, haha, since I knew he was a writer and liked playing games. But he took it seriously and asked me, what kind of game do you want to make? And I didn't really have an idea in mind, and I didn't even really play too many games. At that time, I just mostly cared about doing stuff to put on my resume. He told me that he wanted to take it seriously and create a cool game since he liked playing games. And so basically he took me in as his apprentice, and I'm like, I want to make cool art, I want to make cool games, so I fired off concept art. But at this point, I haven't had much experience drawing at all, so I probably spent more time looking up references and trying to create pieces that were amazing. But you know, the point of concept art is supposed to be quick and dirty, so everything took longer than it should have. And I've been doing this for years, I should be able to draw better. And I've always admired pretty and detailed illustrations, like the ones you see on Pixiv or at expos, and I felt like, I want to be cool like that. But whenever I worked on bigger pieces, I always liked the sketching part, but really did not like the rendering. I thought it was just because I needed to practice more to get better at it, or I just wasn't good enough yet. But a change in my mindset, as in I don't have to do this if I don't want to, made me feel like if I keep avoiding art because I don't like rendering, then maybe I should just not render. I also kept making just one big piece every few days and pushed myself to finish it. But after making my first YouTube video just filled with random sketches, it felt fun, so I think I'll continue like this. In life, maybe we have to do some things we don't like sometimes, but at least with hobbies like art, I'll try to pay more attention to what I like and do more of that. If you want to draw cute animals, then try it and see if you like it. And if you want to try something more detailed, then go ahead and try it. I think just allowing yourself that free space to explore what you like in art or whatever else is great. It's not so important that you have an art style right away or that each project you do is amazing. Sometimes we hear advice like, you really need to take your work more seriously to be better. Or on the flip side, don't take it too seriously or you'll end up overthinking. But I have to take it seriously to be better, right? But if you're struggling to find this balance, and if you're anything like me, then something that helped me was just identifying how I felt after my hobby. Did I like it? Am I having fun? And why am I doing this if I'm not having fun? I should do more of whatever's fun. And my friend told me this. Do work on yourself often, but don't neglect your health or burn yourself out. Be critical on yourself, but at the same time, cut yourself some slack, especially over someone else's criticism. Yeah, there are people who draw every day to be better, but who says that you have to do the same? And what if it doesn't work for you? And who says you have to do anything at all? I mean, the end goal of all of this, at least for me, is just to be proud of myself. And that's not gonna work if I'm always gonna have to force myself to do something. And so here it is. After drawing for a while, I describe my art style as sketchy and bouncy. So usually I'll just sketch a vibe that I'm going for, and throughout the whole art process, I'll check back every so often that it still fits that vibe. And if it doesn't, then I'll liquefy or adjust it so that I don't get to the end and realize that it's too late to fix. And I also try not to overthink too much, and I do this by listening to Nightcore. For some of the finer details like the brushes or the program that I use, I'll link that in the description. So that was my art journey so far, and my current art style. And the chibi part actually happened in Stardew, so... Look, Rita, I got a gold sunflower! Look, Rita, I got a gold sunflower! Look! That's great. By the way, do you want to go to the mines later? Yeah, I'll just grab my sword. Wait, I think I accidentally sold it earlier. How do you do that? So I ended up using a bat. Get away from Rita! So anyway, I started playing the farming game called Stardew Valley. And honestly, I'm not really a fan of single-player cozy games. You would think that I am, since my art gives off that comfy vibe. Outrageous, I know. But the co-op in Stardew Valley is so fun. And I keep getting excited about the weather, like when it rains so I don't have to water my crops, or when I pull a high-quality melon. There was also a comment on the previous video that suggested me to draw my Stardew Valley characters, and I already started drawing them, so I was like, how did you know? And finally, here Rita, I think I finally found my art style, so let's make that game together.